One of the groups I did on Joanee and Harry, one of the Eckists higher initiates came along, and it was actually on Hans George's Schoen's Facebook. You know, ridiculed me because of what I said about them and what they've been doing, and his feeling, his ideas that, oh, they're really nice people, they're good people, and I shouldn't say anything about them, whatever. Well, it's not that I'm saying anything bad about them. I'm just letting people know, I'm warning them about what's going on, but they don't want to listen. So that's fine. It's people that like, the President of the United States, no, he's really a good guy, whatever. Well, no, they're not. They're murderers. But you can like them. So, and it's okay. Doesn't matter what people say. And so it all means nothing. Yeah, go ahead. But you be okay and she be okay. And don't take it personally. It's all okay. It doesn't matter. All the times that I've done this, referring to Joanee and Harold, because I had experiences back there with the corporation where I saw, Joanee on the real side, she's reptilian, and she's controlling all these higher initiates, and she's brainwashed them and ruined them. And I saw the boys come in and disturb the experiences and whatever, where her little meetings were and things like that. And oh, she didn't like me at all. She was real pissy with me. And yeah, all I was basically trying to do is, for the years here, creatively warn the Eckists, what's going on. But they didn't want to see it, so they take it personal as slander. And when Ava first came over, within the first year there, the Eckists were showing up and doing chats on Facebook with us for a week or two, and just going back and forth and back and forth. And they said, Ava, come back to Eckankar. You're hypnotized. Duane has hypnotized you. And all these funny things. And and riled up the nest there, and they're still doing it. And this Michael Turner here, he's one of the literal mind-framed people of Eckankar, etc., who worships Joanee and Harold. And yeah, Harold and Joanee are destroyers, but they don't see it. They don't see anything. And I understand it's hard. It's really hard to see, but all we can do is warn them. But no, that's really precious what Shamus said in regards to this. And so very, very interesting. So, step at a time, we'll see what happens. And I remember many years ago, one of the Eckists, you were telling me, tried to persuade you to come back too. And I'm sure it's been done many times because that's how they are. They're very controlling. And they really see people in other countries as kind of little, that they should just listen, like missionaries. We're going to go over there and we're going to convince all of them to be Christians and Eckists and whatever. That's how they see it. That's how the Europeans see people a long time ago when they did the Spaniards and the Italians and the French and whatever. They went around the world to different countries with their missionaries and, ruined a lot of lives because of their religious nonsense and whatever. And, that's Eckankar too. They've got their missionaries going all over and spreading the word. That's how they got to these other countries because people don't know. And, for the most part, just like in your country, you see how hard the religion is and how hard things are. So they have an opportunity to come in there and convince you, of all this silly stuff. And yes, it's gone by the wayside since Paul was here. And Paul said it before he left. He says, I've reached just about everybody I can reach. So it was time, for that to do whatever. And others were given the opportunity, but it went the way that it did. And this is how the physical is, and it's okay. So we're here now, and things have opened up for many people, but it's it's a lot more to see. It's very, very difficult, and you have to study a lot. And even then, what do you know? You first read books and have some experiences, but you really have to decide to really learn to see it. And that's a toughie because, again, that's why people want to see Ava and me and our physical bodies. You know, it's like, okay, it's the body thing. Well, I didn't want to do that. I created this imagery like Reba's Artars. We don't have a picture of Reba's Artars or Shamus or Gopal Das. You know, we just have paintings and drawings and whatever. So I like that idea because it referred to the real side, not just the physical. And my experience is I was with Duane and Harold the whole time they were here, etc., basically up to 2001, and I saw what all this physical mastership thing did. It went nowhere. It got worse. And I looked at my position when I was S, and I didn't want to do it like that. I wanted to make it more fun and more real. And so I started off with the references to my experiences with Rebazar and stuff like that. That's why I started off very simply like that and just saw it as a presentation. That's all it was. It wasn't a this or that or spiritual or any of these things. I didn't want to use any of this stuff, any of these references at all, because I was shown the is. I could see the is, and it's like, that's not it. But it's harder in a way because now it's not literal anymore. To the Eckists, it is a literal spiritual path is what it is. It's all literal. It's all reasoned out. It's all doctrines. It's all, you know, authorities, the masters, the higher initiates, the gods, all authorities. Again, it's all literal and it's all one-dimensional. And the different levels they talk about, good luck, it's all in your head. Because there's no such thing. There's really no such thing. But Paul had to give a description there. And he, you know, he gave his description from his experience. And that's what it was. And, you know, you look at basically the 12 levels that he, you know, he showed in the God Worlds chart. Well, that's like going to high school, you know, kindergarten to 12th grade. That's really what it is. It's all in creation. It's all literal stuff. And it's fun to play with. And but learning to see more than that instead of staying in the literal confines. And so, yeah, our challenge is huge, but we're fortunate to have this challenge because it really prompts us. It should prompt you to really focus on what's real. And that's that singular view, just like the sun shining. It's a singular view, and eventually when you have it, you won't want to think or consider anything. You'll know what to do. And it's better. It's just so much better because it's clean. You don't need the personal self to think and feel and all these things like that. You know, while you're here, you do that, but the real you, no, don't need it. It's amazing. I'm amazed. I'm amazed at creation. I'm amazed at what life is. I'm amazed that it exists as it does. It's just always amazing. I'm like a little kid. It's like, wow, you know? And so, but it's that singular view. So in the meantime, we deal with this funny stuff, and they're struggling too. Everybody's struggling. And so we just do whatever. And sometimes they need to be slapped around a little bit to see if they'll wake up. You know, Ava and I did a lot of funny pictures with Joanee and Harold and all this stuff. And I had a lot of fun with it, actually. I was giggling most of the time, just kind of seeing this stuff and doing it. I went overboard on it, like I always do on everything. But, you know, I did way too much. But still, when I see certain pictures, I go, oh, let's make one of Joanee and Harold here. Let's do this. And I'll write another group or whatever. So there's so much stuff out there. So they've probably got a big giant ball of hate somewhere in the astral realm that they're passing around amongst themselves all the time. And Joanee's living off of that too. So it turns into some strange stuff, doesn't it? This is what we're seeing in the real side, all this gooey, strange stuff. So But just trying to let people know it's a heck of a job. It's a heck of a task, really.